Hi, my name is Quia Ray, and this is my informative speech on the evolution of communication prehistoric to now. So, you might be asking yourself, what is communication? Well, the Webster Dictionary defines communication as the transferring of information from one source to another. So, it might be a very technical term, but we know communication as talking, getting to know people, and finding out new things. There are 4 different types of communication: verbal, nonverbal, written, and visual. Verbal is how we are speaking now. Nonverbal might be things like sign language or gestures to indicate what you might be talking about. Visual is holding up props so someone can learn, and written is when you read words to learn new information. These 4 types of communication have driven us to where we are in the past, now, and will most likely drive us in the future. So, we started off with hieroglyphics. Hieroglyphics is an ancient text used mainly by the Egyptians to record data, write down new ideas, basically how we use it today. Hieroglyphics started out with an alphabet. It was first discovered in 1799. It's how many of the elite Egyptians used to talk and communicate with each other. Much like now, only the elite could get access to the money, resources needed to be able to learn to read and write. Then we move on to the English alphabet. It started in the Saxon Anglo community in the 5th century. It was later brought to England and underwent many changes. And now we have 26 letters that was formed in the 7th century, and that's the alphabet many of us use today. Without an alphabet, we really wouldn't be able to communicate with each other. It's the basis for how people speak. Different languages have their own alphabets, but they usually follow the same standard 26-letter algorithm. Communication as we know it now is completely different than someone would have seen 50 years ago. Now we have cell phones, laptops, tablets that help us communicate with people all over the world. Communication comes with many different languages, and with those languages come different dialects. Many people might speak the same language, such as French, but Canadian French tends to differ from French spoken in African-speaking countries, and that French usually differs from French spoken in French-speaking countries in France. So, one language can have several dialects due to the fact that people speak with different colloquialisms and slang wherever they go. It's much how in our English language, I might say a slang word that you might not know, you might say a slang word that I don't know. It's because by our regions, by the way we grew up, we all speak different dialects. Communication does have some of its defaults though. In today's technology, our cell phones might break, our computers might break, we might not have good service, it might send too late, but I would say it definitely has improved from sending letters over the years. One thing about communication, it not only brings people together, it brings people across the world together. It solves wars. Sometimes, unfortunately, it begins wars. But through communication, this is where we can make the major improvements in life. So, going back to hieroglyphics, do you think the Egyptians had wars started by hieroglyphics? Most certainly. With language comes power, unfortunately. The power to oppress people, the power to overrun people. It's all depending on how you use that power. And since today, just like way back when, only the rich and the elite have access to communication, it's important that we're getting communication to lower income communities so they can be able to learn and progress just like the rest of the world. So, when you think about talking next time, maybe think about how you started way back when. Think about how it wasn't so easy for you to type hey because the word hey hadn't been invented yet. These are the type of things that through communication, through process and evolution, we are so fortunate to have today. Well, thank you for listening to my speech, and I hope you have a nice day. And remember, communication wasn't always the thing, so it's important that we take advantage of the things that we have while we still have them. Go out, talk to someone, research something and tell them something new. Use your voice just for the fact that you can. All right, I hope you enjoyed this speech on my informative communication. I hope you have a nice day,